Welcome to Lunar Yoga. I'm Claire, founder of Bright Beginnings Yoga, and I'm so excited to welcome you to this beautiful practice. If you're new to the concept of Lunar Yoga or to a feminine style of yoga, then welcome. No doubt your particular life journey has brought you to end up here, and that you're ready to take the next step in your evolution. And if you've been undertaking some form of practice with your menstrual cycle or with the moon for a period of time already, welcome to you also. I truly hope that by diving into this lunar yoga practice that you can enhance those things that you are already doing and find new meaning and depth in them. So why practice lunar yoga? Why practice with the moon? Both the physical moon in the sky and or your moon cycle. Well, there's many reasons, but I'd like to give you a quick overview. The first way that I like to explain this practice is to contrast the masculine energy that we find ourselves surrounded by living in society as it is today, where the construct is very patriarchal and the energy and way that things are set up is very linear. So we are expected to exert the same amount of energy and effort every day in everything that we do, turn up exactly the same every day, continue to just move forward, move forward, move forward. So these energies, although seen to be efficient and productive, are very linear in nature. And the masculine energy does work in that way. However, feminine energy is needed to balance this masculine energy, and feminine energy is more circular or cyclical in nature. And of course, as females, we are more cyclical beings. We have our monthly cycle, which means that we have ebbs and flows in our energy and in how our bodies are interacting with the world and reacting to the world at different times of the month. And it's the same in nature. If we look at nature, and the reason that we call Earth our Mother Earth is because of the feminine energetic aspect of the Earth and of the cycles of nature. So the moon is but one example of these cycles of new beginnings, of flourishing, of death, and of rebirth. So in taking on a practice which focuses on the transitions and stages of a cycle, we're able to come more back in touch with our feminine side of being. And this female energy, or Shakti energy as it's called in yoga, is very creative. It can be spontaneous. And you might say to yourself, well, I'm not a creative person. I don't work in a creative area. Why do I need to be creative? But the thing is, as living beings, we are all creators. And if you think about it, any time in your life, which is all the time, that you make a choice, you are creating that reality based on the choice that you made. So every day we are creating in some aspect or other of our life. So if we want to be more discerning and mindful of what it is that we're creating in our life, we can use this practice to guide us. And the best thing about it is that because these cycles occur on approximately a monthly basis, we have 12 to 13 opportunities a year to go through this process of beginning, of conception, of bringing things to fruition, and then of reflecting and moving forwards and on to the next cycle. And so it also allows us time to pause, time to act, and then time to be. So we've got this more synchronistic balance between the being and the doing. And that's what we see in nature as well. If we look at the seasons, we have summer when there's lots of energy and everything is flowered and in bloom. And then we have winter where everything's kind of closing down and going inwards. And being in touch with nature allows us to then look even closer and become more in touch with our own bodies. And it's all well and good to have ideas in our head of what we want to achieve in our lives and where we want to be and who we want to be. But if it's all in our heads, then we're just going to be in conflict with ourselves. Because our bodies are so intuitive, and our bodies have a deep understanding, a held understanding. And by starting to become more in touch with what our bodies are actually doing, what our bodies are trying to tell us, we can really start to synchronize everything and see our life start to flow more naturally when our body, our mind, our spirit are all in sync. So by beginning to really take note of our menstrual cycle, or to begin to seek that menstrual cycle if it has gone missing, we can become more aware of those really clear signs that our body is giving us. When we have pain during our menstrual cycle, a sign that we might be pushing too hard. We may need more rest, just as an example. And when we feel a disconnect from this cycle, then we can use the moon in the sky, which follows almost the same timings and the same ideas of phases, to help us to reconnect back inwards. So I hope at least something in this discussion has resonated with you and helped you to understand a little bit about what you might expect when we start to begin practicing yoga in light of these principles. And one of the deep principles of yoga that I truly cherish is that of vinyasa krama. And that means just taking things one step at a time. So as you come on this lunar journey with me, I welcome you to just take it as it comes for you, to take those pieces that resonate with you and to leave the others aside for now. To let it be your experience as much as it is an experience that I'm sharing with you. I look forward to seeing you on the mat. Namaste.